I am honored to be standing next to the Oscar-nominated screenwriter, producer, director that is Mr. Bob Gale, who wrote the book that inspired this musical. You were then heavily involved in all of the Back to the Future movies. I don't know, I feel like it's a pinch me moment that I'm standing next to you right now.
Well,
you can pinch me.
Let me pinch.
Thank you for chatting with us this morning.
Pleasure,
this is incredible. You know, there was the 3 Back to the Futures, and I feel like almost in a way this becomes your 4th Back to the Future, but you're taking us to the beginning again.
We are retelling the story of the first movie as a musical. Because when people say, I want to see Back to the Future 4, what they're really saying is, I want to see a movie that makes me feel as good as the first time I saw Back to the Future. And that was the goal of this show, to give people an experience that they would say,
So the fact that this was nominated for Best Screenplay, correct?
Yes.
As an Oscar nomination for this, did you envision it to become what it has become decades later?
Oh no, the fact is that when we first wrote the screenplay, it was rejected over 40 times.
Wow.
The first draft was dated 1981. We didn't get it into pre-production until fall of 1984. And then we were like holding our breath and crossing our fingers. Is anybody going to show up at the theater? Is anybody going to come? And yeah, they did.
And then it's clearly very important for you to carry the love and nostalgia that the movies brought into this, to make sure that the crowds who come to see this production are equally as entertained as they were when they saw the movie the first time.
You see so many IPs, so many franchises where the original creators have been dealt out of it or whatever. We were very fortunate because we got to decide if and how musical could be made. So we got to flex our creative juices and desires to say, it has to be done like this, it has to be done like this.
That's the power of love.
So when people sit down in this theater and they watch this production, they're getting a technical show unlike they've probably ever seen before. What else are they taking away from the show?
Well, the longevity of Back to the Future is all because of the humanity of it. This is a story about all of us who wonder what were our parents like when they were kids. What were my parents like when they were teenagers? Mm-hmm. How did my parents get together? Did Dad ask Mom out? Did Mom figure out a way to get Dad to ask her out? What did they do on their first date? And it also discusses, it explores those what-if moments. You know, we know what would have happened if George did not punch Biff, because we see that at the beginning. And then George does punch Biff, and we see how one moment, one thing in your life can change everything. And everybody in the world, in all cultures, in all generations, they can identify with that.
That is so true. Well, you have found a way to do it, to capture audiences for decades now, and you're doing it again with the show here at Playhouse Square. I cannot believe we have you in our presence and you're here to experience this with us. Thank you so much for taking the time to chat with me, and congratulations on yet another success.
Thank you, Natalie.